Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the LIBERcast, and I'm happy to be there again, sharing with you insights and experiences, and I'm having with me once again, Bobby C. Welcome, man. Welcome. I know we talked before, but I'm still saying it. Thank you for being there. It's good stuff that we have tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about mind control. Well, we can talk about like for weeks and hours, but tonight is gonna be a short 45 minutes, maybe more. We'll see. So I'm gonna let Bobby just talk about what the group you have and introduce yourself
Well,
so people can know.
thank you, Fred. Thank you for having me. Fred, we usually just this is spontaneous. We're not figuring this out. We're not even like planning it. This is live. I seen Fred wanted to do some things tonight. I said, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'll jump on. And it's always good to have two people. When we have one, it's more difficult actually. But when you have two, you get a pause. You can reflect back on things that were said, and it jars some things in your head so you can think about new things. While you're listening. So I'm just glad to be here, Fred. Look, anonymous addiction. At My Truth About AA, as Bobby C sees it. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Spotify. I got YouTube, a YouTube channel, Anonymous Addiction. And then we have another one with Joey C and me on Anonymous Addiction, Alcoholics Anonymous, the programming podcast also. But enough of that, Fred. Let's get with it.
So you wanted to say something about this particular meme, so I'm gonna let you there, and I'm gonna like being busy during your little explication there. I'm eager to
You,
hear it.
you know what? Fred put this up, and I repost a lot of these things, and I'm really into this stuff, and I really appreciate it. Here's what I wanted to talk about. Your mind is your private sanctuary. Do not allow the negative beliefs of others to occupy it. Okay. Here's the thing. Now that's the paragraph. That's the message, right? So when I post things like this, that's the message I'm giving out. But here's the weird part. Here's the crazy part. See, it says unknown. I love that because see, when there's somebody else's name under there, I don't care if it's Socrates or anybody. When there's somebody else's name under there, the people will pick apart the name where it came from. So they're going to shoot the messenger, not the message.
Yep.
And that's what I want to say. I want to talk about that. That's why I wanted to talk about that a little bit because on my podcast, I'm always putting stuff like that on there. And people always comment about the person that posted, the meme where it came from, who quoted it, and we don't even know if they really quoted it or not. The
Right.
name is under there. So I always try to tell the audience, don't shoot the messenger. Listen to the message, and if you can get something out of it, hey, get it. We don't have to scrutinize every time there's a meme and there's a signature underneath where it came from, because most of the time we're not even aware of where it's coming from. We're just really focusing on the message. I just wanted to get that out of my body. Thanks, Fred.
So it's pretty. That's pretty important thing you said there. So we have all this information coming from everywhere, and then you have the meme insurrection that started. Like memes are powerful tools for seeding people. It's simple. You need only few words from time to time. You put it on Facebook, and there's someone who will stumble upon it and will say, "Yeah, that's depending on what the meme you and yeah, that's one thing I want to add to what Bobby brought. It's be careful what you take inside and because we are getting caught into between two things there: belief and knowledge, and the two things are very different. So you can have
Exactly.
biases. I have biases. Probably Bobby has biases. You know, we have our own experience. We have our own life we've been through, the traumas and all the changes and all the things, uh, the events of our life. You know, and I think it's important to stay very objective in when you're searching into an information or you're seeing things. And I mean, you can go get into the rabbit hole and staying there forever. Okay, it's never ending, never ending. I don't want that personally.
Right. Right. Just to touch
I,
something
yeah,
else on that, we could. What we're doing is actually looking and digging deep into this meme that's right in front of us. Your mind is your private sanctuary. Do not allow the negative beliefs of others to occupy it. A
yeah.
lot of people get caught up with negative and positive.
Yes,
They kind of like they think, oh, Bobby C, why are you so negative? Why do you talk about that? Why are you deprogramming? Why are you bashing? You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not. I'm telling reality. See, in the world, there's negative and there's positive. We can't deny that. There's negative and positive. I mean, that's what it is. Okay. Now we're talking different in a body. In our minds and in our body, when we talk about negative and positive thinking, thoughts, emotions, that's different. Okay, I believe in the positive, affirmations, and I believe in positiveness in the body, mind, and spirit. But
yes,
when I'm talking about negative on the outside, I have to share it. How are you going to have the both sides? It's like a courtroom setting. You're going to just hear from the prosecutor. You go into a courtroom, are you just going to have one side? And that's what we're getting, ladies and gentlemen. We're only getting one side of the story. So,
yep,
Neil, Fred, you know, and Bobby C, we're here to share some of the other sides, so people can, with this cognitive dissonance, they can hear another side of it,
yes,
because we're silenced. We're being silenced. That's what we're being. Truth tellers, truth seekers are being silenced nowadays because the truth. Everybody's believing the lie, and if you tell the truth, that's compared. Oh, don't do that. Because we don't want. Whoa, don't let the public hear the truth. Let's keep on pumping the lie out.
yeah,
So we're here to kind of share the other side all the time. Because the other side has to be shared to get the balance of the
yeah,
truth, or to get the truth. You know,
yeah.
and yeah, I'll go on. I'll talk a little bit more about that, Neil. But what do you got to say about that?
So we're getting into the meat and potatoes now. Okay, you just talked to us about mind control. So you are referring actually to a age old cult named the New Age movement, and this
Right.
mind control there is very powerful because it's getting his people from their the people who are going there is because they're searching for true they're searching for something, they're searching for this magical thought, these beautiful words, these beautiful empty promises, you know and all these things that makes them, they want to flee from what makes them feeling bad. So actually they don't want to be human. That's it.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know
and
what? The
and as
human experience.
as we know it, it's really, it was programmed to them. It was kind of engineered. Okay, we
Yes.
can even go deeper to find out the engineering of the new age. I don't even think it
Well,
was the people. I think it was the propaganda machine to so we could stay all positive, and we don't have to look at nothing else.
yeah.
You know.
And
Eh,
well, I just want to add that because it's so important. It's so important to stay rooted in the ground and not negative in this context. There is only because it makes them feel them miserable, okay, and sad, okay, and it's okay. You feel like that way. It's okay. You have to. It's completely normal that you feel that way when you have this kind of information. Okay, when you're in a truth seeking and you're going into your spiritual path, there's nothing funny there. Okay, you're you're digging into the dark recess of your mind and your emotions, and you have to confront the outside world for what it is and accepting it as it is. I mean, not accepting it mean to keep it this way, but accepting the truth as it is. This is, and like it's like that, and you you proceed after. It's negative and positive doesn't exist in knowledge. It doesn't exist there. Knowledge is knowledge. There's no negative knowledge. There's no positive knowledge. It's the
exactly.
intent behind it.
Right. Well, you're talking. I think you were sharing some things about shadow work. I mean, yes, we have to do the shadow work, and there's positive and negative inside our
Yeah.
bodies, and we have to confront that. We have to accept that. We have to move on with that, though. That's my point. Where I am today is that I don't want the negative in the body to consume me where my message is so diluted or so biased and so strong.
Yeah.
It comes out because when it comes out, it might be coming out as anger, but it's really passion. Okay, and some people cannot accept. They call it anger, so anger's bad, but other people see it as passion, and love and concern and care.
Yeah.
They're putting their attention and their energy where it flows to. It may sound anger, but it's really not. I can tell the difference. I can really tell the difference between true, you know, shadow work anger and anger that needs to be accepted. God,
Yes.
we'll move into
And
the next slide.
yes,
Here we
we're
go.
going to talk about emotional mind control. Okay. So, everyone that I know have been victim to that in their life. Emotional abuse. It can be by your parents, by a bully, by your uncle, by your best friend, by your for it comes from everyone, and people don't know how to uh, um, don't know how to detect it. When we're talking about gaslighting, we're talking about coercion. Okay, they will make you feel bad for you to do what they want you to do. If I don't know if I told it like the correct way, but
Yeah, you're
and
talking about
so
trauma. You're talking about trauma too. I mean, trauma. Trauma is the
yeah,
buzzword today. I mean, everybody's using the word trauma, and that changes every year or every 2 years, a couple years. We use different words to, let's just say, capitalize on the event or on the emotion or the body or the human being. And sometimes it's good. It's okay. I'm not down in that. I'm not saying that's bad, but the new buzzword is trauma. And yes, I agree with you. We all suffer trauma in some degree or another. Some trauma is way, way deep and
yeah,
needs a long time psychological revamping and awakening of that, and that's a long process. And other traumas can be I think can we can get over more easily and quickly. But you were saying the ego is just like a dust in the eye. Without clearing the dust, you cannot see anything clearly. So clear the ego and see the world. So let's talk about the ego. What would you say the ego is, Fred?
so ego is part of your It is part of your being. You cannot be without it. Your ego is developed at younger age. I think it's between 4 and 6. So ego basically is the part of your mind that says that, okay, that's my glass of water and that's his glass of water. And you realize that you are an entity living in a world, and you realize your existence. And then ego can be controlled if you don't know how to control it, because after a time, if you don't know it will become a beast, because it you we don't have to wait for anything now. The delay of gratification there, we don't have to wait for anything, so we
Yes,
don't have to
yes.
work for anything, you know.
That's the
So
addiction of instant gratification.
instant gratification, you're exactly. And this part there, um, it's feeding itself. And if it's okay, so I don't want to get too much into that, because it's like we can talk about it in other all
No, it's
podcasts
deep.
about that.
It's deep. No,
But the ego is gonna either if you don't work on yourself, then when you're gonna grow up, you're gonna identify to something else than yourself. You're gonna identify as your parents, your friends and relative and cult and culture and politics and all these things. You're gonna do a mishmash of all these things, and you're gonna create yourself a a persona for reality,
identity.
an identity
We
for.
create our
And
identity. Yeah, yeah. We would create our
so
identities through our names and races and religion.
the ego must be tamed
Right,
for everyone,
right. Yeah, and
because
that could take that could
it's the child
yeah that could take
selfish part of
years.
yourself. Yes.
Yeah, we don't want the audience to think that me and Fred over here, boom, snapped our fingers and we found out these things and processed them and went through
Yeah.
them all. Look, these things take time. It's a process. It takes a time of well, the old thing with the onion, peeling the onion layers. It's a peeling back of the onion layers,
Yeah.
little by little, slowly by slowly. That's why I believe in common sense, natural law, common sense reality. Uh,
Yeah.
so the simplest of us, like myself, simplest people, can understand these things, and they don't get too caught up in the verbiage and the words.
Yes. Because we could use all kind of semantics to make it appealing for everyone, but I truly try to um, banalize it, makes it easy for everyone to, because it's way more complicated than that. Okay, I really generalize what I say. Just don't take it for cash. Just go for take the information yourself. I This is my interpretation. There's basically a model for every part of your mind, but it's very complicated. And I suggest Michael Tessarian. People who listen to that will, Michael Tessarian is like the magi of our era. He's the like he's he's incredible.
Now,
So
even when I'm listening, I like to touch base on that. Or you want to go to the next slide first? It's up to
no,
you.
go for it.
Now, I like
Go
to
for
touch
it.
base on that a little bit while we're here, because when you talk, and I'm with you 100% on what you just said. Look, we're not, let's say, so-called these professionals. We're not psychologists. We're not psychiatrists. We're
No.
not doctors. But guess what? This is what we are. I'm going to talk for Neo right this second, because I know he's the same. We are professionals in our experience, in our
Yeah.
knowledge, in our truth, in our learning, in our understanding of what life is about. We're experts in that. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen, of this word, professional. Be careful of the word experts, okay? Because they can guide you in a way and take you somewhere that's not the truth, okay? So the average guy, the average person, gal and guy, they're gods in themselves. They can speak wisdom. Truth can come out of them. So listen to them. Don't discount the average human being on the street or the average person you listen to. Their wisdom can be greater than some so-called professional. So be careful of that, ladies and gentlemen.
So, yes, that's a good point. Awesome. So, yes, um, I just want to add that um, if you stumble upon this podcast and you don't know me or you don't know Bobby, see, uh, I'm suggesting you to go for yourself. If you have interest into what we're talking about, you can all go and study this stuff. It's all there. It's our interpretation of it, is our experience of it, but basically psychology is psychology. You people will understand these terms. Okay, so this is what I want. This one there, I really fall in love with it because it's all about mind control.
If you can fall for a card trick, how well do you think you will do against psychological warfare? And look, I'm going to say most of the people, or a lot of the people, I can't say all the people, most of the people are falling for it because we have no consciousness awareness that it's even psychological warfare. So if we tell somebody they're using psychological warfare, it's indoctrination, it's propaganda, it's manipulation, it's coercive persuasion, it's all these different things rolled up in one, and they've been using it for centuries, since back in the Roman days. They've been using it, so
Yeah.
it's nothing new. Okay,
No.
so they want to keep us distracted by all these other little games that they play. So if we're distracted enough, we can keep on letting the next generation be fooled even more.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in a psychological revolution. That's what we are in, and we have to awaken each one person, one human at a time, psychologically. Now
Yeah.
that's not to say someday we're going to have to go the other way too, but.
Yeah. And I this one there I want to have because it covers so much stuff. Okay, where mind control is essentially the base of the actual globalist, the agenda. It's all about mind control. Okay, you have billions of people, billions. We're talking only America, North America, South America, just the people who are there. People are literally like worshiping parts of it. So what I mean what by worshiping part of it, I mean this system is really well rigged. Okay, we have it. Imagine that it's a bird, and this bird has his wings open, and then the beast is there in the middle, and then you have um, the the two fronts of it. I want to. I'm searching my word. The two fronts of it. Then the blue and the red. Okay, let's say the blue and the red. No, everybody knows that. Okay, this by example. Okay, so you have religions. Okay, religions are mind control. Government literally means mind control. So you have they're telling you right in your face what they who they are. Okay, so it we can like talk about government, but everybody knows about government. Now we're talking about eugenics and social engineering. Okay, so these things there they are key for enslaving the people.
Yes.
Eugenics is eugenics. You see it right now. What they're all about. Oh, not eugenics. Epidysgenics. I'm gonna use the work of Mr. Passio for this because it's the beautiful word. Dysgenics mean grooming down the people, calling the population by way of consciousness. So if you control every aspect of every bubble of every part of your mind and body and spirituality, then you don't need walls anymore. That's what mind control is all about. You don't need walls anymore because you are um, stuck into cubes, and then you go out of these cubes and there's another one, and then there's another one, and we're talking about the what's his name? I forgot, but it's a symbol, a code symbol for a prison into a prison. It's a cube inside a cube. So you have culture. Culture is really big into that because it's you have culture and then you have all the subcultures under it. So let's say here in Canada, hockey is big, TV is big. Um, I don't know what because I'm not into the Canadian culture too much. I'm more a student of the occult and information. I'm not subscribing to cultures. Okay, that's how I'm saying that. So you have let's say in patriotism. Let's say okay, nationalism, and then you have um, cities. Just the cities are different cultures, different way of people that are acting. And then if you, as humans, before I'm doing, I'm just want to explain that humans are programmable beings. This is what our true nature is. We're not evil. We're not good. We are programmable. So, example, you take two, the same kid, you bring them in two different places, contexts, and cultures, and you're gonna have two totally different human beings because it's the culture, because it's the software. This is the language of Mark Passio, the software of the human. So if you have, let's say, your parents were Christians, okay, and they were really into the community, then you'll grow into it, and you'll feel entitled to do the same thing. That's what culture is. You're gonna identify yourself as a group of people in a different frontier, invisible geopolitical like frontier there. Okay, culture is just that. It's is mind control. People will say,
Yes.
"Yeah, well, oh, you want to add to something?"
Yes. I
Yeah,
just want to briefly talk on that. Drop down to a little bit the definition. I talk about this in my podcast all the time, in deprogramming podcast that I
yeah,
talk about. So I'm really in depth into into this culture of brainwashing and cult and groupthink. Let me read
yeah,
something just to describe groupthink. I'm just going to read something that says groupthink. A mode of thinking in which individual members of a small cohesive group. Okay, now we talk about small cohesive group. We could be talking about a state, a country. A country could be a small cohesive group. Tends
yeah,
to accept a viewpoint or conclusion that represents the perceived group conscience. And I talk about group conscience. What is a group conscience? Group conscience to me in the world, let's say in a government, would be the government. That's the group conscience. Okay, and we think it's the majority, but it's the minority. The group conscience is the minority controlling the majority with the
Hmm.
brainwashing, with the mind control, with their group think, because it says it represents the perceived group conscience, whether or not the group member believes it or not.
Yes.
Okay, so that's more in a simplistic, because, like I always tell Fred, I like to do common sense reality checks, so the public can. How does this apply in my life? Let me see. How does it apply in my life? And I could take it. I could take it bit by bit. How does it apply? How did it apply in my life? Well, the separation of church and state. No way. Let's just talk about the check. Is there such thing as a separation of church and state? No.
No.
Okay. Look, when I was born a pure conscious being, right? My mother she passed on to me Catholicism. I became a Catholic because of the brainwashing, the group think, the group tank, the just exactly what Fred was talking about. I became part of this Catholic Church, and I
Yep.
had to do all the religious ceremonies. Okay, so right from the get-go, I'm being indoctrinated. It's propaganda. I'm being mind controlled. This
Yep.
this is how subtle and how subliminal, osmosisly, it comes into the brain. Now, I happen to have been lucky because as a child I was rebellious and I wasn't obedient. And people say, "Oh, rebellious, you're obedient." You know, in AA they talk about that's a bad thing. No, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You know, being rebellious and being disobedient is a good thing. So I was a little disobedient and rebellious about the Catholic religion. But all along, when I was searching still, I was still in cognitive dissonance because I didn't have true analysis. I didn't have the prosecutor and defense attorney tell me pros and cons. I didn't have that. I wasn't fortunate enough to have it. I have it today, but that was a long, long process over and over, searching, seeking, trying to find new knowledge and new truth. So I just wanted to add that to what you were just saying, Fred.
That's awesome. Good insight. You have, you know, this is the good thing there. Okay, when when you first encounter information about mind control, it literally free you from it. Sometimes it's harder. Sometimes it's really ingrained in yourself because it's part of your ego identification.
Right.
This is, and I don't want to go deep into this stuff, but that's a good, it's connecting together. Okay, this is a collective. You become this. You become this software, this program that people, because it's not because your parents wanted to absolutely give you, because they're, as parents, Bobby knows it, I know it, I have beautiful children. um, it's really, really important to show them the truth about things. Okay, not everything is complicated, not everything it's all roses and smells good and the happy-go-lucky mentality. Not everything is so bad that you're not never gonna like get up from it. Everybody can, you can get out of it. You can get out
Exactly.
of it just by willing it.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm not blaming my mother because it was passed down to my mother, my
Yeah.
grandparents. It was just some, like I said earlier. This thing happened way. I mean, Roman days. It happened way before the Roman days. But
Yep.
this is just it just keeps on getting. it keeps it. People want to believe that things are getting better, and that's not reality. It's the world is not getting better. It's getting more
No,
controlled. It's getting more. It's the design and creation of it is looking more exactly the way they want it. And I say they. And if you don't know who they is, you check it out. You research it because we know who they is. Okay. So if you don't know who they is when we talk about they, you find
you
out.
need to do your homework. That's what
Yeah.
you need to do.
Do some homework.
Yeah. So I want to touch that because it's so important, so crucial for humans to understand as you, because it's life changing, literally life changing. So this little meme there is perfect because it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically people are indoctrinated into scarcity, a scarcity mindset. Everybody is fear of not having enough of. Do I gonna miss that? Do I need that? I want it. It's like water. People are scared shitless of missing water, but it's so um, foolish to believe that we're gonna miss water. It's impossible. This whole earth is water. We have all the technologies, all. So you have that. You have petrol, gas. We're gonna miss gas one day. No, never. You know, this is one of the basic thing there. Okay. The earth is gargantuous. Okay. Yes, there's water all around it. But here in Canada, I'm going to talk for myself. Here in Canada, we could take the global population and moved it in Canada, and we would still have place to live. So we have this ever pushing overpopulation myth that people are getting into. I'm going to use a word, a bad word now. It's bullshit. You have these people who are pushing this agenda that, oh, the world will be destroyed. We're gonna be flooded by water. Okay, it's madness. Earth is big as it's it's so big that we're never gonna have enough people to stack the place up. It's impossible. We're gonna go instinct before that. We're too stupid to do that, to go to there. You want to know, you want to see something in Canada and everywhere. I'm gonna take an example just like that because it's right in your face. At the beginning of the COVID crisis, people went into the grocery stores and took everything. We didn't lack food. We didn't lack toilet paper. We didn't lack anything of that. And people were scared shitless of missing toilet paper. And you have these image, these videos everywhere. These people are incredible. They're insane. This is insanity. Where this is what scarcity mindset is. You control the population by fear of
Exactly.
lack.
Exactly. Let me just touch it. Let me touch
Yep.
into for a couple minutes here.
Yep.
I was just thinking about that today, okay, or yesterday or the day before. I always talk about common sense, natural law, or common sense reality. Okay, here we go. Now, I live in California. I'm over here in Huntington Beach, and I go down a beach. I'm 10 minutes away. I go down there all the time. Long Beach and L.A. ports are down the street from me. When I say down the streets, they're not far. Now, I go down the beach and I see barge after barge after barge after barge with thousands and thousands and thousands of containers. Okay? Now Christmas is coming. All they're saying is you better shop and buy. You better shop now and you better buy all your Christmas stuff and Christmas gifts because them things, the ports will never get to, they'll never get to you in time. The drivers, the shippers, blah, blah, blah. Hey, look, some of that may be true, but I'm going to tell you what my experience is. All I can tell you is what I experience. See, that's common sense. Okay? So I'm going to tell you what I experience and I see and touch and smell. Not listen on TV, but what I actually observe, what I actually think, question, observe, and become aware of my surroundings. Okay? Now here we go. I go into Walmart the other day. There was more merchandise in there than I've ever seen in my entire life going to Walmart. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there was more merchandise in there than I ever seen anywhere. Me and my wife just went somewhere else. I just forget where the heck it was. It was loaded. Loaded with goodies. Now, maybe that's just California. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I observed. Okay? And here's what the scarcity. If I mention capitalism, people will say, oh, what are you bad mouthing capitalistic? If you don't like capitalists, then you must be a communist. Or you like socialism? You don't like capitalism?
Yeah.
Like there's only three choices.
Boxes.
There's only three choices, and let me put you in one of them. I'm here to tell you, capitalism that's the rig. That's the part of the whole rigged system. Okay, because
Oh, yes.
material, they want us to constantly shop and buy. Always
Yep.
make your money, go to work, spend your money, go to work, and die. Okay?
Yep.
And here's the deal. It's not a sickness of it's a disease of more. It's a sickness and addiction of more. Oh, you don't think you're addicted, ladies and gentlemen? Only the drug addicts and alcoholics are addicted? Come on, man. You're addicted to everything there is. You're addicted to authority. You're addicted to religion. You're addicted to politics. You're addicted to consumerism. You're
Attention.
addicted to a lot of all this shit attention. Here's the thing. It's the sickness of more. Because when we get
Yeah.
things, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this, and this happens to us. I want a new car. It's not the wanting. It's not the getting. I want a new car. I get a new car. Am I happy? Satisfied? Just with the car? Come on. That's what instant gratification is. Okay? That's the instant gratification of more. Let me get some. Okay? I get the car. I smell it. 2 years, 3 years go by. That car wears off, man. I want some more. I want some more.
Yeah.
More of whatever. I don't care what it is. Hey, I'm not saying that I'm not part of this. I'm not saying I'm not part of this consumerism and this all this
Sure.
material shit because I do get things, and I'm not saying it's bad to want more things, and I'm not saying that either. But we talked earlier about the ego, and when we
Yeah.
put these things ahead, when we put them all ahead of the other thing, the body, mind, and spirit and soul, when we put it ahead of that, ahead of knowledge, ahead of truth, ahead of what is real in the world, then we're losing it. My wife always has to put me back in my place, because she's a minimalist. She
Yeah.
don't really care for nothing. Me, I like a little more things, okay? But it's even with the podcast. I mean, I'm still addicted to things, and I don't even like to use the word addiction, okay? But I'm still habitual. Let's call it I have habitual habits, you know.
Yeah.
And if you don't think you do, go vote. Go over there and vote. See, go vote. All you got to do is ask one question. You believe in you believe in Democrat and Republican. And if you say yes, then why? How am I going to tell you anything else about any other divide?
You're right.
You
Exactly.
know. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult. So me and Fred are just touching base on some of these things, and we're kind of having fun because we love doing this. See, I enjoyed this. This is, you know, psychology. Psychology, or it's like the knowledge of wisdom. You know, uh,
Yeah.
philosophy. I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
word philosophy. I consider myself a philosopher. The knowledge of wisdom. You know, the knowledge of the seeking of knowledge. You know, I like that. I enjoy that. So me and Fred are here because we enjoy each other's company. We enjoy getting together, talking on Messenger. He has a beautiful family. I have a great, beautiful family, and we're just regular people, just passing on some things
Yeah.
that we might not be too fancy. That's another thing we could talk about. All the fancy stuff and all the fancy graphics. We get caught up in that shit too, even more and more and more. I see a lot of people, you know you got to have more graphics. You got to have more jazz. You got to have more stuff to keep people busy. You got to create new words and make them
Yeah.
so sadistic is, how do you say it? Sadistic, and make them so
Seductive.
intrinsic, and make them
Yeah.
so complex, so your mind gets all screwed up and you say, oh God, I got to listen to more. And you know what I found out through my years? This is what I found out. I don't care who I listen to. Even when I listen to Michael Tessarian, I don't care if it's Mark Passio, Michael. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is out there in the world. I'll listen to them. I can listen to them for 2 hours, and they could have said the same thing in probably about 15 minutes. Okay, a lot of them. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. But some people use too many words that the common folk cannot understand, and they start tuning
Yeah.
off. You know, and some people just need more common sense. See, my vocabulary is limited. I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I have a limited vocabulary, okay? So you have to understand just from this limited vocabulary what I'm trying to convey, because I don't articulate certain things in a really jazzy type vocabulary with all types of intellectual wording and verbiage. So
Yeah.
I'm more common sense, and I think I can pass the message on. But I can listen to these guys and gals and these intellects and these wisdom gurus and stuff like that, and I can listen to all this stuff, and I can hear it. I can understand it.
Yeah.
I can cut through all the words and still understand it. And that's the beauty of truth. Truth
Beautiful.
can be understood in a very simplistic manner.
Yeah. And how to counter mind control, Bobby? What are you using to cut through the butter of lies? Truth. Mind
Yes,
control is healed by truth.
right.
And I'm this is one of the part there. Um, I thank you, Bobby, for that, because you have these um, beautiful um, way of saying things that I'm pretty limited because I'm not English, born English, and everybody who's hearing me know that, I'm the French Canadian guy who talks English, but uh, it's the language. It's is so important, and it's so important. Mind control. People are getting led, destroyed by words. This is how most of the time mind control is spread through repetition and words. They're gonna use words, you're gonna hear them, you're not gonna understand them, but you're gonna hear them, and then you're gonna start believing in it.
Exactly.
That's why that's the thing that's what I complete Bobby's great wording there. It's really that the language, okay, and I'm changing the thing there. So
Yeah, just to touch on that, what you just got done saying. Yes, the language. Look, we,
yes,
words cast spells upon us.
Yep.
Okay,
Spelling.
words cast spells. Spelling. That's how the
Yeah.
word spelling comes. Cast spells upon us. That's why I talk about in deprogramming Alcoholics Anonymous. The words. That's the repetition is the mother of skill or the mother of brainwashing. Okay, it's used in either education, knowledge, or it could be used in the brainwashing technique. It's one of the best things in brainwashing is repetition, and it's the phrases, it's the symbolic language, it's the symbolic symbols, it's the words, it's the readings, it's the repetition over and over again. It's the
Yep.
group tank. It's the group tank. It's the minority controlling minority. People think it's the masses. No, it's the indoctrination of the controlling minority. Because if you listen to, like, try to learn about something, never go to the same site. Always go
Yep.
to something like, I want to know something about a method. I want to go to the pros and cons. I want to find the cons and the pros, not just all the pros. If you listen to one site, they have an agenda. Look out for the agenda. Connect the dots, follow the money, connect the pieces of the puzzle to the tapestry, okay, because it's a tapestry. And so when somebody's telling you something, be careful. Is the motive behind it money? Okay, look at the site. If they're always talking about how great the product is, look other places too. Get other information, because if you're
Hmm.
listening to the same person over and over again, you're getting indoctrinated. Don't listen just to me and Fred. Okay, we're
Right.
telling you not to. Okay,
Mm.
but the other people are going to say that they're repeating the same thing. I'm not going to mention a site that I was just checking that out today on, and I found out it was hard for me to find a negative the side effects of this thing that I was checking out, because I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it right here, because Fred, we're talking about mind control, and people, when I mention the alcohol, listen to this, the alcohol industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the tobacco industry. Take those three industries and the industrial weapon industry, which is the biggest in the world. Weaponry, the industrial uh, weaponry in the world is the biggest industry. There's nothing else bigger. But let's just talk about the alcohol, tobacco, and pharmaceutical industry. Nobody wants to talk about them. They talk about the pharmaceutical a lot. Nobody wants to touch the alcohol industry, because they'll say, Bobby, that's freedom of choice. And you know what? I believe in freedom of choice. I'm not a prohibitionist. I don't tell people not to drink, not to drug, not to smoke. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you that why can't we hold their ass to the fire? Because they're getting away with murder. Alcohol is the most dangerous drug in the world. And I'm not
Yep.
advocating abstinence. I'm not saying, be abstinent just because I choose to be. I'm not saying enjoy your drink, enjoy your drinks. Hey, if you like getting drunk, go ahead. If you enjoy shooting a little dope, snorting a little meth, doing a little coke, especially smoking marijuana. I mean, everybody's doing that. I mean, it's legal over here. I'm not saying don't do any of them things. I'm just saying, why do we talk about all the people? All the people. Oh, I'm in recovery, and all the recovery groups. Check out the programming groups. There's like 1,500 of us, and check out the other groups. There's 25,000 of them. You know why? Because the agenda, the money, the listen. The addiction recovery industry is a multi-billion, probably a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. It's a monopoly, and
Hmm.
it's an industry, and it's ladies and gentlemen, what I'm doing is going to catch on down the line. It may take 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I don't care how long it takes until I die, but we're going to start changing from this addiction clinics, like addiction. Everything is sobriety, and talking about I'm an addict and I'm an alcoholic, and labeling everybody with this disease, and all this other stuff. But stay tuned for my podcast about deprogramming Alcoholics Anonymous, and all the other things. Because when I talk about deprogramming, I'm talking about what me and Fred are talking right here. Helping deprogram people. We're
Yep.
we're we're de-occulting. You know, we're one of the channels, I forget her. She's beautiful. I love her podcast. I think it's West. Her last name is West. I love her podcast, and she has a name for it. I forget the name, but deactivator or something like that. But yes, we are deprogramming right now, right as we talk. When I talk about deprogramming, I'm not just talking about Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm talking about everything because we're addicted to so much. It's
Yeah.
pathetic.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, and it's beautiful because I'm getting to this beautiful image there. It says, "You can't get lost if you don't know where you're going."
Yes,
It's so beautiful.
you can't get
S-
lost if you don't know where you're going. You can't. Yes, yes. And that's, you know what? That's a good diagram too because that's what it took. That's what was my process. It was here, going there,
Yep.
going back, cognitive dissonance, checking this out, going to Christianity. Oh, am I wrong here? Sticking with AA because we're being told what to do, what to think. Don't question. We're being told. We're being programmed. We're being indoctrinated. That's the mind control we're talking
What
about.
what's bad about getting lost from time to time? You know,
Right.
getting
Exactly.
lost into the information. You know,
Exactly.
and the power of knowledge is incredible. I and I'm never putting I'm never saying that enough. It's life changing when you're getting into occult knowledge means hidden knowledge means you can it's not hidden. You can go on the internet, you can go on the library and buy a book about it if you want to. Okay, there's plenty of like sources for everyone to enjoy this incredible stuff about psychology and human psychology. Okay, because most of this stuff are is about human psychology. So you
Yes,
have,
and they know it, and they know it, and they know
oh
that's
my
the
God,
hidden.
yes.
This here's the weird part though. You know, I always talk about common sense. Okay, common sense, natural law, common sense, anything. Okay, just look around today. It's in plain sight. I
Yep.
mean, it's not nothing's hidden. It's so obvious. It's so contradictory to it's contradicting everything. Everything is a contradiction of what's being said, but it's so evident. It's like right there. All you have to do is see it for yourself, think for yourself, question for yourself, uh, uh, observe it for yourself, become aware on your own. It's not hard to see. It's really not hard to see.
No.
Once you shut the messaging, the programming, the manipulation, the mind control, the brainwashing, and the cult mentality, shut it down. You can the veil is lifted,
Yep.
and it becomes so obvious. And that's what you were talking about on your first meme about clearing our eyes and seeing.
Clearing the ego.
You know,
Yes.
right here it says cult, a cult. These are so simple. They're Wikipedia. Go to Google and Wikipedia cult. You know, it's a social group that is defined by its unusual religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs, or by its common interest in a particular personality, object, or goal. Now you could place anything. What I placed in their personality was Dr. Bob and Bill Wilson, who started AA. That's our personality. Well, you can replace that with authority or the president. You can put the president's name in there. Objects. You could put Democrat, Republican flag. You could put the flag. You could put patriot. You could put anything in there. Goals. What's our goal? Whatever they want us to be our goal. You know, they create our purpose and our goals. Our
Yep.
goals, they want us to shop, distract, obey, conform, you
Yes,
know?
because it's comfortable. security, because they sell you security.
right? You were
Security, the
you were talking
security
about
just
intelligence. Intelligence. What does it mean? You broke it down to where it said,
okay.
uh,
Intelligent means intel means intellect, means uh, the logic and the knowledge, and gens means emotions. So you have intelli- uh, emotional intelligence.
right. And then we could do a whole podcast on this new Facebook. I'll say shit, this bullshit, and meta. Okay, they want us. Look, we better start talking about this stuff because they're taking our grandchildren and they're going to take their children and there's not going to be any
Yep.
human beings. They're going to be artificial intelligence. They want us to create this bubble. Now they want, it's enough we got to go on this damn thing, and I'm part of it too. Okay, I admit it. We got to go on this damn cell phone. Why do they call it a cell phone? Because it's a prison. They call it a cell phone because it's a
Right.
prison, right? I mean, they tell you exactly what it is. A dog tag because they call us dogs. Okay, we're all dogs. Though everything has a language, everything has a word, and they mock us with the words, right?
Oh
Well,
yes.
with this new meta, they're going to put us in this prism of 3D, 5D, 10D. I don't give a shit where they're going to take you, but they're going to want you to put these goggles on and go into another reality and escape. Look, we're not in reality now. They want us to even go even deeper into a deeper reality, a non-reality, an artificial, intelligent bubble.
Yep.
Bubble. This son of a bitch. These people. They're psychopaths. They don't even know. I I believe they don't even know. I don't think Mark Zuckerberg, whatever his name is, I don't even think he knows what the hell he's getting into. I really don't know. I don't. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. I think he's got to be under mind control himself.
Oh
Total.
yes.
Total.
You can
Total.
see it.
And what
You can
for?
see it.
What for? For the benefit of us? For the
No.
benefit of my grandchildren and the generations to come? That's why he's doing it, to benefit them.
Have you
Okay.
seen The Matrix?
Oh, pfft. Yes, we know Matrix
This
is,
this is scary shit we're talking about.
yeah, yeah.
This is exactly where we're going. It's not even a joke. It's
No,
scary.
it's so right in our face, so
Yep.
commonsensical that and we got to line up to get it. We're going to line up to get it. Oh, let's
Yeah.
line up to be part of it. Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's scary. And
Hey, we're still having fun here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think we're not having fun, okay?
it's all we're here to do to have fun, it's not about it's not all we're talking about a lot of negative things here, but it's mind bending, it's mind opening experience and knowledge, and we're here to do that. And when you have all this good energy, it's so easier to take it in, because it's heavy stuff. Okay, we could get into psychology and things like that and get deeper into, because Bobby has a lot of to say about that. It's because of the cult. It's incredible. It's scary, and there's so much people who are mind controlled into
Yeah.
it, even the people who are not into it.
Yeah, well, society. Because here's like Fred and I always talk about connecting the dots. I think Jordan Maxwell talked about it years ago.
Yeah.
Connect the dots, follow the money. He used that song. Hey, put the pieces together, put the puzzles together, form the tapestry. Check it out. You'll see the whole thing because it all comes in like this. Here's part of it. Here's the government. Here's the movie
Yeah.
Hollywood. Here's the media. Here's the religion. What other part do you want? The divide and conquer,
Yeah,
uh, uh,
politics, and you have
politics, and then pharmaceutical
culture.
industry.
Yeah.
culture. It's all part of it. It all plays in, and there's a mastermind control system in every one of them. Okay,
And
if you don't,
people
if
are saying that it's theories,
yeah,
really.
yeah, sure. Look, if you've never been to the Vatican, I've been to the Vatican. I walked through the Vatican. I took big tours, real expensive, good tours through that Vatican. If you come out of there thinking it's so beautiful, I come out of there. No, see, once once your eyes start to open up, once you become awake, you see shit. It's like boom. It's like automatic. That's a
Yeah.
country. The Vatican is a country that
Yeah.
cannot be touched. It's a ruling country, cannot be touched. It's like who owns the most land in the world? 1/6 of it. The Queen of England, the Queen. The Queen owns 1/6 of the world. Okay, look,
It's not true.
yeah.
It,
Well,
because
she owns.
it's all part of the money capitalism
Yeah,
paradigm we're living in.
it's crazy,
All this is mind control.
and that's what we've been talking about. But you know what?
Yep.
Hey,
It's powerful
this is
because
positive stuff, man. You think
yeah.
this? What we're all talking about is all positive. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You could spin
Yeah,
this.
that's a good one
You
to
could
say it.
spin
Yeah.
this thing. You could say we're talking about negative shit, but no, we're not. This is all positive. This is positive energy. This ain't negative. Oh, I can't listen to them no more because they're so negative. No, we're not negative. We're positive, man. Give us, Giving the truth out to people is a positive, beautiful thing that you possess.
Yeah.
When you hold it in, and follow. We don't even want to talk about the order followers because I was an
Mm.
order follower and I probably still am in certain ways. I'm still an order follower, but if you don't even understand order followers, you know, if you don't even understand, I'm not even going to start using words because people start turning me off if I really get into a lot of other
Yeah,
deeper things. But
a pretty sensible conversation still to have. You know,
yeah, yeah.
the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah, yeah, difference
Because
between
we were
yeah,
indoctrinated in believing
yeah.
that it doesn't exist.
That's another whole thing, right or wrong,
Yeah, that's it.
authority. If you
That's it.
believe authority, right or wrong authority, morality. Okay. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I got a show for you to watch. You got to watch this show. It's on Netflix. Okay. It's called The Staircase. The Staircase. True document filmed verdict case of a murder case, and it was filmed. It's probably the only one I've ever seen filmed in my life. It shows you the system. Your emotions will go, did he, didn't he, does he, do he, did, you don't know, right? And you'll see the prosecution and the defense, and you'll see the lies uncovered, and it's just beautiful to see and to experience. And I kind of learned from some of these documentaries, some of these life doc. I mean, it was a good show, real good. The Staircase
I'm not
on
I'm not
Netflix.
into movies so much anymore.
Yeah,
I
this is live.
and
This is true. This is a
and
true filmed movie. But I'm
so
just telling the public. I'm not asking for you to watch it. If you want to
yeah,
watch
no,
it, you
no,
can watch it.
I understand. Um, because when I'm looking into a movie, I'm seeing things everywhere,
Oh, I love it.
symbolism,
Yeah,
ideologies.
crookedness,
You have
corruptness.
metaphors. You have a lot of different stuff there, and it literally cut me off from the movie.
Yeah, this movie shows you it shows you all kinds of it shows you love, it shows you corruptness, it shows you all kinds of different it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't want to spend any more time on that, but
I don't know if you can have the English dubbed version of this movie, but this movie is called La Belle Verte, the Beautiful Green. I think it is, and this movie is powerful because it's all empowering because that's how you say you're gonna have you're gonna go through different emotions and different state of mind and things like that. And it makes you think a lot. This movie there is beautiful. It's a beautiful. Um, it's inspiring to be this way.
Say
These people
what's
that
the
are
name again?
living in
What's the
the
name
beautiful
again?
green,
Yeah, maybe you
the
can
beautiful green.
later after the podcast just message me that the
Yes,
beautiful green
and
because I might forget.
they're essentially there are beings that are living in humans that are living in another planet somewhere, and then they're from time to time they're sending people from their people to Earth to learn people how to their way to live. So the women who say, okay, I want to go there, I want to go, and everybody tells her, you're crazy. The last person who we sent there got crucified, and and I laugh a lot out loud because of that. They say like Jesus was part of us and they killed him, so don't go there, you're crazy. And I was laughing. And
Shit.
she's going there, and she's going on Earth, and the second she's getting Earth, she's beginning to suffering and pain,
I gotta see that shit.
because
We're an hour and
yes,
11 minutes.
we have to close this, because me too, I have to go to sleep. Children are really
Yeah, because it's
like
later. It's
they're all
3 hours
sick.
different. 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. It's 9:30 your end.
Yeah, it's like we are in the autumn here. It's getting cold, very cold, and the children are have always cold. So we have
Did you have one more slide to throw up there and leave with? We can leave
I don't
with
know
it.
about it. Let me check.
If not, nah, that's it.
I
That's good.
choose I chose the yeah I didn't
Oh,
get
there we
into that.
go. Methods of manipulation. We're going to leave
Yes,
everybody with that, and then maybe next podcast we could pick up with methods
yes,
of
absolutely.
manipulation or
I'm
something.
I just want to announce right now I'm looking for having Scott Gordon once again talking about Scientology and all this stuff. We want to go deeper in this. It's gonna be good. I really like this stuff. I'm fascinated by the cult psychology. So I'm gonna have them, and probably I'm gonna have someone from Rose Croix, Rosicrucianism, to talk about it here. So it's gonna be we're gonna learn a lot. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you, Bobby. Once again, we're always having fun together. We're talking. I'm the only thing I found sad is that you're so far.
Yeah,
You're like 24 hours away from here. It's like 2 days. It's incredible.
yeah,
But
yeah,
we have the chance to have this conversation live, and sharing
yeah.
about our experience.
Yeah,
So thank you very much.
yeah, it's beautiful. You speak two languages. I only speak the English. And you speak it probably better than I do in most cases. But I admire that. So you have two audiences. The French and then over here
Yeah,
the
it's coming.
American.
It's coming. I didn't have found the time to do actually one in French, but it's coming. I'm starting like very soon. I have to put my IDs together. I have to translate everything, so it's tedious. Like to start, I'm
Oh man.
all the stuff in English is already there, because there's nothing, almost nothing, and there's no I that I know. There's no other great workers outside. I don't know
Yeah.
them. Probably there are some, but I don't know them. So in French, it's very difficult, because there's no one almost. So
All right, Fred, ladies and
thank you
gentlemen, we
very much, man,
appreciate.
and thank you,
I'm so
people.
glad Fred, Neo Fred called me and kind of touched base with me, and I got to jump on with him tonight.
Yeah,
So thank you, Fred, again. Tell your family I said good night, and
I'm gonna do that. So thank you, everyone, to have listened to it. I'm gonna start right now because it's going for an hour and 15 minutes. So thank you. See you soon.
Take care now.